Hey guys, it's Tyler, and today we are back in the FTB research lab, and today we're going to start a little bit of forestry. But before we do that, we're going to look at a little bit more applied energistics, because we're going to need something in forestry that is kind of a pain, in my opinion, to make, especially with our pulverizer and redstone furnace working away at getting all the ores from the quarry all done and good. So I want to kind of automate the production of glass. And we're going to do this using the ME Crafter guy, as well as utilizing a pulverizer and redstone furnace that I just made. We're going to put it downstairs, and then we're going to add some recipes to our ME system in order for it to know how to craft them. So I open this up, we're going to go back there in a sec. But before I do that, I kind of want to look at applied energistics and really put down any recipes here that we're going to want to have known in our system. One of the first ones is the conversion matrix. This guy is always needed in like everything, so I'm going to make sure I shift left click there to put this in here. We're just going to encode that. So now we have the conversion matrix. Now in here we also have fluix dust, so let's grab that too. Let's encode that. Okay. That stuff should be good. We may have to, pulverize and stuff like that to get that, but that's fine. I also want to put the recipe for this guy, the ME interface, which is going to need that conversion matrix. So let's do shift left click and let's encode that. And then I also want to do ME cable. Shift left click, encode that. What else do I want to grab? This is just me putting in recipes into our network so that if I ever need to craft them really fast, I'm going to be able to. Maybe a storage cell. Why not? We can do that. Encode. Grab that. We have so much space in our system that doing this is actually probably a good idea. So, yeah, I kind of want to do this. I don't want to do these only because they need the quartz cutting knife, and I'm not sure how well that works with the crafting, whether or not the used items can be done. So we're just going to leave that as is. We're going to clear that, and then we're going to stick these into here. Perfect. We now have all of our recipes, and if we head back upstairs, we should be able to craft these from our network. And I kind of want to set up, I need an ME interface, and I have 2 of those already. That's perfect. I actually only need 2, so that works. And then I also want to, what do I want to grab? I'm going to need to grab a piece of cobblestone, and then do I have some sand? I have sandstone. Can I turn sandstone into sand? Let's see. That's how to make it. Can I turn you back into sand somehow? It's not looking too good. I can pulverize it. Okay, well, you know what? Let's do that really quick. I just need a little bit of sand. We'll just do one of those and do that. Give me my sand. Perfect. And then that'll start filling up again. We'll just throw the copper into here. It'll get taken out, put into the system, just as so. And yeah, so let's head downstairs and get this little thing that I want set up. So let's go back here. We're going to place down our pulverizer and redstone furnace right here. Put the pulverizer right there and the redstone furnace right there. That looks good. We're going to put a ME interface on top of... Oh, you know what? We're only going to need one of these, really. I'm going to need a export bus as well. I probably should make the recipe for that too. Let's do that real quick. So we're going to do a import, not export, ME basic import bus. Let's encode that, but we're also going to need the sticky piston recipe, which means we need the piston recipe. So let's put that in real quick, and we're not going to want that. We're going to want regular oak, but not 2, only 1. There we go. Encode that. Boom. Okay, and we're also going to need the then sticky piston, which we're going to do the... Actually, that's probably a better idea, to do the raw rubber. Let's encode that, and do that, and then we're going to need the ME basic. Boom. Okay, so basically when we asked for this guy, it's going to craft everything here, unless it's not in the network, to give us this, so it's going to be nice and easy for us. So actually, I'm going to go upstairs, I'm going to request one of those, and then we'll get that up and going. So let's put in one of our interfaces here. Do we have raw rubber? We do. We have one. That'll be perfect. So all we need is a ME basic import bus. Craft me one, and we should see that it there it is. Perfect. That worked exactly how I wanted it to, which is great. Let's head back here. We want to put the ME basic import, importing back into the system. We want to set this up where it's going to put everything to the right. Input, I don't think we worry about, but it will be from the top. And then the furnace has to be able to, perfect, get from the left and output to the right. And this is part of the network, so it will count if this is connected. Let's grab our ME interface. We're going to put it right on top of there. Now we're going to need to run some cable over to here, just so that that's recognized by the system here. That's perfectly fine. And then this is kind of a confusing interface, and we're only going to be using this down here. Basically what the ME interface allows you to do is interact with other mod machines, I guess you could say, as well as vanilla stuff as well, such as a furnace. But it kind of allows you to do crafting recipes for stuff that doesn't have a set crafting table recipe. So, for example, let's go over to our encoder, and we're going to say that 1 cobblestone equals 1 sand. And we're going to encode that. Now, obviously, if we put a piece of cobblestone into a crafting table, it's not going to make sand. However, if we put a piece of sand into a pulverizer, or a piece of cobblestone into a pulverizer, it's going to make sand. So if we put that into there, this guy is now recognizing, okay, if we put 1 cobblestone into the system here and ask for sand, it's going to put the cobble into here, it's going to do sand, and then it's automatically going to bring it over to here, and it's going to create glass for us. So now we can go upstairs and say, we've only got 53,000 cobblestone, so we should be good. Let's grab sand. Sand is now craftable, and let's make, I don't know, 256. That'll give us 4 stacks of glass, and begin. So now that's going to start probably downstairs, putting cobblestone into our pulverizer, and we're never actually going to get sand from this, because it's always going to be turned straight into glass. However, that glass is going straight back into our network, so this is working like a charm. Awesome. Okay, now we can get started on what I actually wanted to do today, which was some forestry. And next episode, we're going to really get into the farm of forestry. Today, we're just going to kind of set up the machines, and I'll show you how all of those work. So let's do a little @mod.forestry here. We're going to want to do it in here. Okay, @mod.forestry. Awesome, this is all the forestry stuff. There's a lot of stuff in forestry. It's a big mod. And while we probably aren't going to look at bees in this series, once again, check out the bee tutorial series I'm posting if you want to know about bees. We will be covering some of the farming and stuff like that in here. We're going to need a carpenter. This guy's a for sure. So let's grab, I kind of want to grab 2 of them, but for right now we're just going to grab 1. Centrifuge, it's probably good to make. It's needed for bees, so that's fine. We can grab that just in case we do bees. Let's also grab a fermenter. No, we're not. I mean, we don't need a fermenter. Let's grab a squeezer. We're definitely going to need a squeezer, most likely. And we're going to need a thermionic fabricator. This guy's a little bit more expensive, a little bit more complicated, but that's perfectly fine. We'll grab him. Anything else we need here? No, I think that's good for right now. So let's head over to our line of machines here, and we're just going to place these down. I kind of want to put my forestry stuff further down. Nah, we'll just put it right here. That's fine. Carpenter there. Let's put the centrifuge there. Our squeezer right there. And then our thermionic fabricator. So, what do all of these guys do? Well, let me show you. The carpenter has a kind of complicated interface, but I promise you it's really not that hard. Some items in forestry, such as we'll go with flutterlizer, which can analyze butterflies. The flutterlizer needs the carpenter in order to be made. So it needs some bronze or tinker's alloy, as well as some glass panes, a diamond, 2 redstone. So what you do, you put that recipe into here, you have to manually put it in, and then you just put your materials into the bottom. And then the flutterlizer needs water in here as well, so you can either pump water in using Fluiducts or something, or you can take cans of water and put it in, and then once applied power, it will make your item. The carpenter can also need other liquids as well. It's used to make apiaries, which need the impregnated casing, which needs seed oil. And seed oil can be made by squeezing seeds in the squeezer, but I'll talk about that in a second. But the carpenter is a very useful thing. We will probably, most likely, for sure be using him at some point, so it's good to have him. The centrifuge, if you get into bees, you guys would know this from my series so far. There's all the bees. Hi, bees. These honeycombs, all kinds of combs, those aren't the only combs, let me tell you. You put them into here, and then they give you items from them. So, for example, the simmering comb is used in a centrifuge to get refractory wax and phosphor. So you just put the comb into there, and it'll do all good. Our squeezer basically squeezes down things into a liquid form, and that can be seed oil using seeds or walnuts or chestnuts or other nuts, as well as squeezing. I think you can make, there's other stuff you can make in here too, but nothing's coming to mind right now. You can make honey by squeezing honey drops into here. So the squeezer is useful, we'll be using him. And then this is the guy that we really are going to be using for the next couple episodes. Because the thermionic fabricator creates, let me see if I can find them. They're in here somewhere. The electron tubes. Wherever they are. Electron tubes? Anywhere? No? No? Did I skip them? There they are. They make these things, and these are used to make the forestry farms. It also should be noted that the forestry machines, especially this guy, will constantly draw power. So if you do not have a good power source, I'd highly recommend disconnecting them from your system when you're not using them. But since we have a fairly reliable power source, I'm not too worried about these taking up a little bit more energy, because we can easily handle it. Okay, so let's do I want to make this stuff? You know what? Let's not. Let's end off the episode here. Next episode, we're going to look at the multi-farms in forestry, which are super cool. They're big, awesome farm things, and they're able to grow a ton of stuff. You can manage them, or they can be absolutely automatic and all cool. So we're going to work on that next episode. I hope you guys enjoyed this little applied energistics and intro to forestry video, and yeah, I will see you guys next time. Bye!